All right, folks, in this video, not only are we going to be covering the confirmation that we just got from Ripple that they are well on their way to doing this initial public offering, otherwise known as an IPO, but we're going to tie this back into why that's going to be such a big part of propelling us into this 2024-2025 bull run and the crypto roadmap that takes us to paradise. So without further ado, I'm going to get right on into this episode. And as we get started here, I wanted to share a quick opportunity to pick up some more of the precious metals. If you're looking to get it, we got it from our good friend, Miles Franklin, Andy Scheckman. And you can just head on over to my website, zachrector.com. The link is down below as well. And just let us know that you want to get the metal shipped directly to you. And that's our good friend, Andy Scheckman, Miles Franklin's company, who will get you taken care of. Right now, the weekly special is going to be 1 ounce Morgan silver rounds while supplies last. Only $2.09 over spot. And then we got 1/10 ounce 2023 gold maples while supplies last. Only $25 over melt price. Not too bad from our good friend. So that's linked up down below or at my website, zachrector.com. Let's get right on into it, guys. Biden will visit Israel on Wednesday. That's according to Secretary Blinken. And then we have a U.S. Marine Rapid Response Force is headed to the waters off the coast of Israel, according to a defense official familiar with the planning. So we are making some moves here on the chessboard. Mr. Biden going to visit. Our Marines, God bless them, showing up. And we will see what happens here on the other side. We have Iran foreign minister warning of preemptive actions by the resistance front against Israel could be expected in the coming hours. Now, what was interesting about this release is that it was backed up just a couple hours later by statements that Iran stating that Hamas was ready to call a peace, call a truce, if Israel would stop the raids. And I guess actually they weren't going to call a truce. They were willing to release the hostages. My apologies. Let me get that straight for you guys. They were going to release the hostages that they had if Israel would stop the airstrike. So that coming out of Iran, just a few hours before that, though, they are warning about preemptive strikes by the resistance against Israel. So who knows? Are we going to have truth? Are we going to break out to the next phase of this thing? It is definitely a scary situation. We continue to pray for peace, and we continue to break down and show you guys how this is impacting the markets. Now, we take a look here at Tether and the role that Tether has played in financing warfare and terrorism. Definitely involved. And now they're trying to be the good guys and do the right thing. Stablecoin firm Tether announces they've seized USDT worth $873,000 from 32 addresses linked to warfare and terrorism in Ukraine and Israel. You don't say. And once again, this is the ammunition, this is the evidence that Elizabeth, I got a plan for that, and all of her other banker shill bought and paid for congressmen and women that are not serving us, but they're serving the interests that are allowing all of this to go about. And then when it goes bust, when it funds illegal stuff, right, that they know about, then they get to come in, save the day, do a perp walk with a couple bad guys. And then good guy Gary Gensler is going to come out and tell us how he played a role in saving us. I'm sure he'll have to announce victory in this regard too. But, you know, this also goes to show, I mean, why I plug precious metals at the very beginning, not because you should be going to do bad activities, but just because these blockchains can, shut you down at any time. It's already programmed into the digital money that we have here. We've seen it with PayPal. We've seen it with Cash App, Venmo, all these other programs. If your bank doesn't like you, they'll kick you off your program. And even with these, it gets even easier, really, with the tethers, with the other stable coins, and with the other cryptocurrencies. This is why I like having assets with no counterparty risk, like XRP in a cold storage wallet or precious metals in my vault. And I don't have to worry about anybody seizing them, locking them, doing anything with them. We just get to use these assets freely. And this is unfortunate because the word on the street is, and what's being uncovered here is that sure enough, they are using crypto to fund this bad activity, but we well know that they're using way more US dollars cash to fund all this activity than they are crypto. But they're using this to do the crypto crackdown and launch the next phase of Operation Choke Point. And all the meanwhile, They are getting ready. They've been packing their bags behind the scenes. Is Tether going to make it? I don't know. We'll see what happens. I've long speculated that Tether is going to pop at some point. The story not looking too good for them. But we see that we get Blackrock CEO Larry Fink on yesterday talking about how crypto will play a role as a flight to quality. Now, he is talking about treasuries, gold, and crypto. So don't let the Bitcoin maxis tell you that he's just talking about going into Bitcoin. That's not the case. He's talking about a flight to quality, and he mentions treasuries, gold, and crypto. So I would agree with Larry Fink. I'm loaded up on my crypto. I don't have any gold, but I have a bunch of silver. And he can keep the treasuries for himself. I'm good on that deal. But nonetheless, what we're seeing right now is crypto is bleeding out. We're potentially going to see the Bitcoin spot ETFs, a decision coming out here today. We'll be keeping you guys up to date on that one. So make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell so you get the news right as that comes on out here today. We're supposed to be hearing on about 5 of the Bitcoin ETF approvals today. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, we're watching how the smart money is stacking precious metals. They're stacking cryptocurrency digital assets. They've also been loading up on some treasuries. Some of them, look at Warren Buffett, and a lot of them are doing T-bills. They're doing short-term treasuries. But nonetheless, these big guys like Larry Fink, BlackRock, they're moving into the digital asset space while the mainstream is getting shown this whole story of how crypto's bad, it's funding terrorism, and good guy Gary Gensler is coming in to protect the day. All the meanwhile, we are set to enter the next crypto roadmap to paradise through 2024 and 2025, and I thought the Elja Boom put this together pretty well. First off, now he is missing one thing, and I'll show you what he's missing, but let's go through his roadmap here to start. So we're going to see multiple spot ETFs approved. It is just a matter of time. The SEC, could potentially deny all of these. I don't think that they will. If they really want to, keep this thing from happening, then yeah, of course they can deny it. But I think that eventually they're going to have to approve them, and it's most likely going to come in next year. Most of these approvals would be coming in January and March. Now, the other thing that we have coming up is the Bitcoin halving set to happen in April of 2024. We speculate that trillions of dollars of fresh liquidity is going to be pouring in, and then we also align this with the Fed cutting rates and probably firing back up quantitative easing, more fresh liquidity into the system. And we know what crypto did during 2020 and 2021 when they set that money printer to go burr, and they brought us back down to 0% interest rates, essentially. Crypto went to $3 trillion, and I think that this time around, we could easily double or triple that. I think that we could even pass 10 trillion for the overall cryptocurrency market cap next bull run. Now, of course, that's going to come with retail mania and media attention, new all-time highs, and 6-digit Bitcoin price. How about that? Well, have fun with that. That's good. I know where that'll take XRP to. And we expect 100x alt season. Yeah, okay, sure, maybe. I want to caution because I think that we're not going to see thousands upon thousands of cryptos do 100x like we did during the last meme season, during the last NFT season, during the last metaverse season, during the last ICO season. This time around, I think that you're only going to have a relatively smaller group that's going to be doing the 100x's and the 10x's and all the fun stuff, but it's definitely going to be coming alongside of our favorite tokens pumping 100% in a day. I do believe that we will see some action like that for sure. New all-time high every month. What did I miss? That all sounds really, really good, but the one thing that we did miss that's going to be absolutely massive is going to be Ripple doing that IPO, and Ripple coming out as the darling of the crypto space, the ones that were doing everything the right way, the ones that settled up with the SEC. And so we need to add that to the crypto roadmap, is that we get the settlement between the SEC and Ripple case. That's going to be coming in probably early next year. And then remember, that case is set to go to trial in April of next year, April 2024. And my prediction, 100% settlement before we get to trial. There is no way the SEC is going to allow this case to go to trial. Then next, after that, we get the IPO. After, SEC and Ripple shake hands on the settlement, then Ripple is going to be able to go to them and get permission to do the initial public offering. And I think that it's going to be part of what propels us to just a massive, massive bull run all through the coming 2 years. And, further proof, confirmation of that is what we see here with Ripple looking to hire a shareholder communications senior manager out of New York. So if you are looking for a job and you're looking to be the shareholder communications senior manager, Ripple is hiring. They still are hiring for a lot of positions, by the way. And this job is based out of New York, so you got to be there. But you don't do this unless you're about to go public, unless you need somebody, a senior manager to be directing the communications to the shareholders of the company. You don't need to do this while you're private. Everybody who's invested while you're private understands what they've invested in very, very well. You do this when you're going public and you're getting ready to open this up and pour all sorts of new liquidity into your stock. And that is what we're about to see here with the Ripple IPO coming up. So huge shout out to Wrath of Kahneman for finding this one. They gave us the description and he corrects himself on the IPO because he had said ICO. It is not going to be an ICO. Ripple never did an ICO. They're not going to do an ICO. This is going to be the IPO, initial public offering. And that's the key difference, right, between XRP, the digital currency that is not a security, and the Ripple company that is offering their stock shares, which is in fact going to be a security, just like the traditional securities market. Now, we, combine this with the fact that we just see the CFO of Ripple actually step back from her position. She resigned, and she's moving on to another position, another board position at another company. But Wrath of Kahneman had shared this tweet. Didn't pay much attention at first, but this Blockworks article describes the recent Ripple CFO departure as a mid-ditched acquisition of Fortress Trust. And that is correct, right? Ripple backed out of the Fortress Trust deal, and then shortly after here, we have CFO Kristen leaving Ripple. Now, I commented, I said, I view her departure as a mission accomplished, and she described her time at Ripple as memorable. So if you read this article, she describes her time there as memorable. That's the key term that she uses to describe her time there, And then as CFO, she helped Ripple get the due diligence done for the Fortress deal. Ripple is in control. Fortress wasn't worth it. Metaco, on the other hand, was a massive acquisition. And let me correct myself, it's Medico, right? Not Metaco, it's Medico. So they took a look at the books. They took a look at the situation with Fortress, and they were the ones that had, what did they have, like 70 million, 100 million that was hacked of their own users' funds, and Ripple was trying to make them whole. Ripple was trying to do the right thing, and they were trying to buy good assets at a good price. The deal wasn't worth it. And this is what a good CFO does. And so to me, I look at this as mission accomplished, mission well done. But now I think that they want to bring on an even bigger hitter. Kristen Campbell, a big hitter in her own right. A lot of respect for what she's accomplished. You go look at her LinkedIn, it's nice, right? And she's, stepping into a new board position that I think, she had desire to do. But then I also think that she accomplished her mission here. Over the last 2 years of being CFO of this company in the middle of a lawsuit, that was a big task, right? Might have added a couple gray hairs, might have been a couple stressful years. But I believe that she got a great job done. And this is what you want. See, when they backed out of the Fortress Trust deal, to me, I said, guys, this is not a bad thing. This is a good thing that Ripple's willing to back out of a deal that they don't seem or deem worthy of their investment. That's what any good investor does. And that's what I'm, trying to tailor my content towards for our community, because I know a lot of us are looking at private equity investments like Ripple, pre-equity or pre-IPO equity shares. I know a lot of us are looking at opportunities like that and others, and private equity is where all the money is made. But what do we need to understand how to do? Proper due diligence. We need to understand how to do the same thing that Ripple did when they looked through this Fortress acquisition deal, and then they decided to back out. We need to be willing to do that. And so I view it as mission accomplished, and I view it as it's time to bring on an even bigger hitter to add to the lineup. And this is going to be done at a time when Ripple's getting ready to IPO. They're going to be putting the Ripple case behind them. And now it's going to be about just signing up as many of these banks and institutions as possible And this coincides with the beginning of the next bull run. Like I showed you guys with the crypto roadmap to paradise 2024 to 2025. I like to remind myself it's okay to dream a little bit of better days. They are going to be coming. And if you are around during the last bull run or even the bull run before that, you know as well as I do how euphoric these moments can be. We are not far away from entering back into euphoria. Okay. I mean, we just did it yesterday, right? Look at what Bitcoin did. The pump up to 30,000, everybody lost their mind, and it was based off of fake news. Just wait till we're pumping off of real utility. We add in a little bit of speculation. We add in a Ripple IPO, the new darling of Wall Street, the ones who, basically defeated the SEC, settled up with the SEC, cut them a big boy check, and now they're signing up banks and institutions left and right, and everybody's flipping the switch and using XRP. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I firmly believe that we could see the overall cryptocurrency market, 2 to 3x from that previous all-time high, which was 3 trillion. So that takes us anywhere from, 6 to 9, maybe even 10 trillion for the overall cryptocurrency market cap this next bull run over the next 2 years. So take advantage of this opportunity, guys. We're about to get shaken up once again. I'm watching for the markets to come back down. Have your cash ready. Have your buy orders ready to go. Pick it up while you can. We got through the rest of this winter to accumulate during this bear market, and we're about to begin the next bull run in next year. It's going to be coinciding with the Fed pivot most likely, and we're going to see trillions of dollars pouring back into this space faster than you can imagine. So take advantage of it while you can. If you want to get in touch with us in our Patreon Discord group, I've been dropping a lot more exclusive content over there for the community. So get tapped in. That's at my website, zachrictor.com, along with the precious metals if you're looking to roll over your 401k retirement account, or get the metal shipped directly to you. I just showed you guys at the beginning of the episode. Our good friend Andy Sheckman, Miles Franklin, has a couple weekly specials that he's running right now. So get tapped in. It's zachrictor.com. And on the way out, if we could also tap that thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate that. God bless all of you.